Who does Fox and who does Sky TV want to acquire these European assets? Do they want Disney or do they want Comcast to be the victor of their media war game?
Well, I think from a Fox perspective, I think the issue is who bids the most. I think Fox has, by actually putting the Sky stake on the block, it is determined that effectively it's moving away from the European distribution side in terms of traditional pay TV. I think it's relatively agnostic as to who actually controls those assets at the end. There may be a discussion around whether the fact that Fox would have a stake in Disney and Fox would still have some assets that maybe they want distributed, whether that would play a consequence. But quite frankly, I think when it comes to the sort of the major picture, my feeling would be that Fox would be relatively agnostic between the two players.
When you look, Ian, at these acquisitions, give us a brief on cord cutting within the Sky TV world. Is it like in America?
I think the short answer to that is not at the moment, but there are signs that perhaps things are moving in a fashion more like the US. There are differences between the US and certainly the European pay TV markets. Typically, pay TV in Europe is lower than it would be in the United States. Also, as well, again, for pay TV in Europe tends to be lower penetration rates than it is in the US. There are other ways of getting your TV product and so on. So, again, it seems more of a choice than anything else. I think also, as well, if you look at some of these services, Netflix obviously has made sort of a significant impact in certain markets. But, again, if you look at penetration rates for Netflix, they are still below, sort of in most of the case in Europe, they're still below what they are in the US. I think from a Fox perspective, the issue here is, would these trends actually accelerate? And was the risk that essentially the traditional pay TV model was very much under threat and it was better to get out now? And that seems to have driven their decision, I think.
Ian, does this spur more M&A globally in the sector?
I think it does. If you look at the sort of ruling and what was determined there, sort of what it would seem to allow is more vertical integration to go on. And if you look at media, I mean, that's a key component here between distribution and content. You look at why, for example, both Disney and Comcast would want to own Sky. Sky is the largest pay TV distribution platform in the UK, in Ireland, in Italy, in Germany, has assets in Spain as well. Comcast and Disney obviously have content they need to be distributed as well. So I think from that standpoint, absolutely, there will be more deals that now will be done, particularly in the US, because if you look at the ruling, it would seem very much to open the floodgates.